All right, YouTube, I hope you're ready because I have a story I've been wanting to tell you for a couple days now. And to be candid, I'm not the happiest with how I reacted in this story. I'll give you all the details, but basically I don't get angry too often. I don't get heated too often, or better yet, I don't take it out too often. I get upset, but I don't necessarily show it because I've always liked the saying, no one ever regretted being the bigger person. Well, in this situation, I was definitely not the bigger person, but there was a topic that was discussed that I'm very passionate about. And as I'm sure you know, when you get passionate about something and someone says something that goes against it, sometimes you just fucking let loose. And that's that. So what happened was I was getting interviewed by someone who's a coach, and they were basically just asking me about my business model and how it works, and I was giving them the rundown. And at one point, it wasn't even talking about my methods, it was more about my business, and they brought up their methods, and they were like, oh yeah, I don't believe in calorie counting. And immediately, I what does that mean? Not to say that you need to calorie count, and I spoke about this, and I'll talk about it here in this video. When someone says something like, I don't believe in calorie counting, it's sort of like a shock to the system to me. It's like, it's sort of like this. When someone said, and not to get political, but we're gonna get political in this video, only doing just one cut, one take, not doing any edits or anything. When someone says, I don't believe in gay marriage, this is taking my YouTube to a whole new level. When someone says I don't believe in gay marriage, I'm always like, what the fuck does that mean, you don't believe in gay marriage? Like, first of all, it exists. That's number one. Number two, who the fuck cares about your opinion, right? These are real people. If they want to get married, they're more than fucking welcome to. Your opinion doesn't matter. I don't care what your religious or personal or ethical beliefs are. Two people want to get married, they can get fucking married. Doesn't matter if they're gay or not. So, fuck you if you don't believe in gay marriage. Just took my YouTube to a whole new level. Sorry about that. But anyway, back to calorie counting. When someone says they don't believe in calorie counting, I'm like, okay, first of all, it exists. So regardless of whether or not you believe in it, it's there. That's number one. Number two is, the context in which this was said was, I don't believe in calorie counting, I believe in clean eating. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Why do calorie counting and clean eating, which I want to also talk about in this video, have to be mutually exclusive? Why does it have to be calorie counting or clean eating? This is one issue I have with the fitness industry, where everything is black and white. Everything is good or bad, this or that, right or wrong, healthy or unhealthy, fattening or fat burning. Everything is just given this label of good or bad, right or wrong, black and white. Why can't you count calories and eat clean at the same time? Right? Like, why does it have to be one or the other? And I said this to him, and he was like, well, I mean, you can, but when you would tell people to count calories, they start to focus on only counting the calories and not the quality of the food. I was like, no. When you tell people to count calories and they only start focusing on the calories, not the quality of the food, that's a coaching issue. That's a information issue. That's a you fault, not a client fault. Because my clients, and if you follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you know I don't promote eating shit all the time. I very much promote largely eating whole, unprocessed, healthy foods. I also promote calorie counting. If it works for you. You don't have to, but I promote both. What I said to him was like, listen, if your clients think that calorie counting equals eating shit as long as it's within your calorie intake, that's your coaching problem. That's not their issue. That's, you need to change your methods of teaching, coaching. And he went on, and I was like, well, no, I mean, I get it, blah, blah, blah. And I got really upset, because what this means to me is that there are coaches out there who are perpetuating the black and white, good and bad, right and wrong scenario instead of a more moderate approach. And I said this to him, I was like, listen, man, do you promote flexible dieting? Like, do you think that people can have a treat every now and again and still make progress? He was like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, so why does someone only have to focus on eating clean? Doesn't it make sense to also focus on overall energy intake and teaching them about calories and macronutrients and about how much they should be eating while simultaneously teaching them how to eat healthier? He's like, yes, but, and it was always yes, but. It wasn't like, I could hear that he was like understanding what I was saying and it was making sense to him, and he was like, oh shit, that's a good point. But he was so stuck in his way that he wasn't willing to be like, wow, I never thought of it like that. And that's another issue where if someone teaches you something, if you learn something, there's nothing wrong with ever being like, wow, I never thought of it like that. That helps. So I got really upset because it was just like another example of coaching protecting the ego, of a coach protecting their ego instead of willing to learn and help better their clients. Now, a couple things I want to talk about. Again, clean eating. This is a term I'm not a fan of. Some coaches take this to an extreme where they're like, I hate the term clean eating, I'm never using it. Sometimes I'll use it in my writing, in my posts, because people understand what it means. But just to clear the air, I'm not a huge fan of the term clean eating, because clean eating denotes that it implies that there is good food and bad food, right? That you can either eat clean or eat dirty, right? And this, again, it goes back into the whole good foods, bad foods, right foods, wrong foods, healthy foods, unhealthy foods. I don't think that there's any, first of all, what is the definition of clean? For everyone who's watching this who might be like, well, there is clean foods. What is the definition of clean? Some people might think clean is organic. Other people might think clean is low carb. Other people might think clean is unprocessed, and that is a whole, like, what the hell is unprocessed? Because technically everything's processed. Like, nothing gets into the grocery store without being processed. Some people might think clean is paleo. Some people might think clean is vegan, right? Everyone has a different definition of clean, and that's why it's impossible to come up with a definition. So for me, much more than focusing on what's clean or what's dirty or healthy or unhealthy, this is why the first and most important thing that I like to focus on is calories. Because once you get your energy in check, your total energy intake in check, and you have that down pat, then you can start focusing on achieving your goals. You can start learning everything else. Now, one of the issues that this coach who I got in the argument brought up, he was like, listen, people are overweight in this country. People are overweight in the world. There's a major issue, and a lot of them are eating junk, right? They're eating pizza, they're eating this or eating that. I'm like, yes, 100%. And I said, are they not allowed to eat that stuff? He's like, no, they can, but they really need to focus on eating clean. I was like, listen, I totally agree. 100% they should focus on eating healthier foods, by and large, for sure. But what if we taught them about calories and total energy intake and said, hey, instead of only eating clean, you can eat at whatever you want within this calorie guideline. He's like, yeah, but that means they're just gonna eat shit in that guideline. Well, here's the thing. Number one, if someone starts paying attention to their calories and they reduce their calories, they're gonna start getting hungrier, especially if they're only eating pizzas, gummy bears, breads. Like if they're just all eating just like very high calorie, low nutrient density stuff, they're gonna start getting hungry, and they're gonna start on their own looking for foods to fill them up. This happens all the time with my clients. Inner circle members, constantly. Hey, I reduced my calories. I'm getting really hungry. What do I do? Like, okay, well, how often are you eating vegetables? Not much. Okay, well, maybe putting some broccoli in, or putting in some whatever, maybe an apple, some watermelon, some more nutrient dense, lower calorie foods gonna fill you up more. They start doing that on their own because they're paying attention to their calories, rather than me saying, hey, you have to eat broccoli. Hey, you have to eat this. This is a whole other side of coaching, but as an adult, no one likes to necessarily be told what to do, right? Not many people like to hear, you have to eat broccoli, you have to eat peas, you have to eat kale. No one likes to be told that, and if you are, it's like, oh, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want. But if you say, hey, listen, here's your calorie guidelines, you can eat whatever you want within these guidelines, they're gonna be like, really? Yeah, sure, absolutely. And they might try eating the pizza, eating the french fries, eating the ice cream, but then they're gonna be like, fuck, I'm really hungry, what do I do? And I'll say, well, what do you think you should do? So, I don't know, I mean, like, what foods will fill me up more? What foods do you think fill you up more? I don't know, like some salads. Are you eating any salad? Not really. Do you think you could have a salad for one meal a day? Yeah, probably. Okay, cool. And now they start doing that. It's a slow and steady process. A lot of coaches, when they're training clients in the gym, they understand there's a progression of exercises. For example, deadlifting, you might start out kettlebell deadlift, trap bar deadlift, sumo deadlift, conventional deadlift, right? But then with nutrition, they forget that it's as though a progression isn't needed. No, you're gonna go full on into completely changing your diet. Everything you're eating is gonna change. It's like, we're gonna go in, we're gonna throw everything out of your refrigerator, throw everything out, you're changing everything. It's like, whoa, where's progression? Why don't we start with like, hey, let's start with calories. Just pay attention to those. Cool. Then, okay, you know what? Now we're gonna go to protein. Cool. Okay, cool. Now you're getting pretty hungry. What can we change? You know what? Let's have one salad a day. And as long as they progress this way, they're gonna make huge progress. And this video sort of just was a rant that came out of nowhere, but long story short, I got really pissed at this guy. I went off at him. I was like, man, you're not being open-minded. I was like, you're doing your clients a disservice by not letting them at least understand what calories are and teaching them about it. Not that they have to count, but at least teaching them about it. And by telling them that counting calories inherently means that you're only going to focus on bad foods, that is a huge mistake, because if your clients are only focusing on eating shit in their calories, that's a coaching issue, not a client issue. Love you, YouTube. Thank you. Hope you like this video. Please like it. Actually, I'm getting used to the whole YouTube thing. I suck at this. Please like it. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. If these videos are helping you, please share them with people. It helps me a lot, because the more likes and comments and interaction I get, the more YouTube favors the video. And I really want to grow this YouTube channel. So really big goal of 100,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. But ideally within a year, that'd be great. So thank you. Love you. Any questions, leave them below. Talk to you soon.